Hello sexy Kotite geeks. Week 3 brought some intense controversy. Let's talk about some breaking news from the KSL Commissioner's office. According to league sources, the fantasy football season will now be 18 games. That's right, there will be 2 extra games added, which means for us geeks in Geekland, means that we will playing fantasy football and the regular season will be 15 weeks. Question is, will some of these players be able to handle the extra long schedule? And will that waiver wire get really thin? That's the big concern amongst fantasy football geeks, that with the extra 2 weeks, the players are going to get injured too quickly, and that waiver wire pickups will get extra thin. Let's talk about some other stuff that happened from the Commissioner's office. There was a very controversial trade this week between Josh, the silver trader, and Eric, the sugarcane man. When I look at the trade on paper, I actually thought it's a pretty good deal. I'm a huge D-Max fan and I really think this is the year McFadden actually is a top 5 running back. As far goes, I wouldn't eat his ribs if my life depended on it. I certainly would have dipped Jessica Simpson during my early years, and I really would not want to be hanging out with a Jerry Plastic Surgery Jones. So, I think the trade will work for both teams. And with that trade, the silver trader went in feeling cocky and strong. Aloft to our rockstar rocker, the Rockers sang them to sleep. They managed to squeeze by with an 8-point victory. One of the biggest grudge matches of every year is the Jeffs versus the Dolphs. There's a love/hate between the two of them. The Dolphs, being one of the league's inconsistent teams, 1 week scoring 1,000 points, next week scoring 3, really needs to figure out what's going on with his roster. The Fighters, they no longer gasless. They filled their tank with a victory over the Buagu Locky Lockies. The D's, let's go Big Daddies. D's finally figuring it out and showed those cocky ex-champ Root Dogs, or current champs, the way of the law. The Mix don't even know what the hell that is anyway. Was he once an Muck? Who the hell is Maria, and what is Kabar's SP? Is it a taco sauce that I was missing? Is it a competition for Delta Co? Welcome to the Maria Kabars, where tacos are $0.99 today. Well, they decided to hand it to the sugarcanes. And as for the Worms, the Worms at one point were up by 100 points against the Bronx. The Bronx ended up scoring 96 out of their point total, enough to beat his inept brother, enough to beat the Jeffs, enough to beat the Uoga Buogaloogas, and enough to squeeze on out against the Fighters and slam the Dogs, but not enough to beat the Wormy Worms. Got to love the Worms. 2-1, off to a good start. Could this be a slithering, wormy year for the Worms? Well, waiver wire time. Everybody is looking for that gem. Good luck tonight on waiver wires. I'm sure you're going to find the biggest starter of the year. As for trades, let's make some more happen. I hear the Canes want to trade anybody they possibly can for any one of your possible players. So, let me and the competition committee approve another trade this week and get some more controversy in the Catfight League. And us geeks are going to be geek baiting. Geek baiting is when you stare at your computer screen for 6 or more hours on a Sunday and you get off mentally. It's a different form of mental masturbation. Anyway, we'll be geek baiting even longer next year, as the fantasy football season will take you into early March.